stress. It ain't going anywhere. We all have it, we all hate it, and it pretty much feels like it's here to stay. Whether it's work, family, or just trying to survive in a chaotic world, stress is universal. But have you ever stopped to think about what it's really doing to your body and your mind? Now, let me say this up front. I am not here to tell you to eliminate all your stress. If you care about anything at all, that is pretty much impossible. All we can do is manage it. And honestly, if you're ignoring stress or relying on Band-Aid fixes, you are doing yourself more harm than good. Oh, and did you know there is a National Stress Awareness Day? I had no idea until I started working on this video. It's actually the first Wednesday in November, which is right after the election. So someone really had a sense of humor with that one, right? It's like they knew we'd need a collective breath before the holiday chaos hits. Anyway, today we are breaking down the way stress impacts your health, physically and mentally, and more importantly, what you can actually do about it. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I am Rachel. New or not, I really appreciate your being here. Before we paint stress as the ultimate villain, let's give it a little bit of credit. Stress is not inherently evil. Psychologists recognize something called eustress, or good stress. Eustress is the kind of stress that motivates you. It's what pushes you to plan a party, or ace your new job, or train for a marathon. It builds your focus and resilience, and it helps you grow. But here's the thing, and it's kind of a big thing. When stress stops being occasional and becomes chronic, it turns into a major health problem. Chronic stress flips your body into overdrive, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline, the fight or flight hormones. They are great for running from a bear. Not so great when the bear is unpaid bills or an endless to-do list or the general stress of modern life, like, people. When your body is stuck in fight or flight mode, those stress hormones cause chronic inflammation. And that, my friends, is where the trouble starts. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or illness. It's supposed to help you heal. But when stress hormones become constant, your body's healing response gets stuck in overdrive. This leads to chronic inflammation, a sneaky process that damages tissues, disrupts bodily functions, and paves the way for serious health problems. Some of the early warning signs of stress-induced inflammation include frequent headaches, digestive issues like bloating, diarrhea, or constipation, fatigue, unexplained aches and pains. If you ignore these symptoms, things can escalate. Chronic inflammation has been linked to heart disease because inflammation damages blood vessels, raising your blood pressure and straining your heart. Type 2 diabetes because it interferes with insulin regulation, leading to blood sugar spikes. Autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus flare up as your immune system attacks healthy tissues. Neurodegenerative diseases. Chronic inflammation can increase your risk of Alzheimer's or Parkinson's because it can speed up brain cell damage. And cancer, because it damages cells and DNA, creating the perfect environment for mutations and tumor growth. I know, a little depressing, right? And as if that's not enough, there is a surprising connection between stress and your gut. Your gut might not seem connected to stress, but it's a big player in your overall health. If you have watched some of my other videos, you know that I am basically a nerd, and I am fascinated by the gut microbiome and all the ways that it affects us. Thanks to the gut-brain axis, stress directly impacts your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria that regulate your immunity, digestion, and even your mood. When you are stressed, it throws your gut bacteria all out of balance, weakening your gut lining and leading to something that's sometimes called leaky gut syndrome. This allows harmful substances to seep into your bloodstream, triggering, you guessed it, more inflammation. It's not just about digestion. Your gut produces hormones like serotonin, the happy hormone, and dopamine, the motivation hormone. So when stress messes with your gut, it can worsen depression, anxiety, and low energy. Are you starting to see how sneaky and far-reaching stress really is? Now, before we dive into solutions, let's talk about what doesn't work. We all have go-to coping mechanisms, but some of them can do more harm than good, like binge watching the news. There is nothing calming about that at all. First, a 24-hour news cycle is stressful enough, but have you noticed that it is on everywhere you go? It seems like every single waiting room, from doctor's offices to car repair shops, and even some restaurants and stores, have it on. I have honestly taken to wearing earbuds when I'm out alone or running errands. I can still hear people, but I put my own white noise in my head. Then there's stress eating. Yeah, it feels great in the moment, but then you get a sugar crash or you feel all bloaty and just ick. It's not worth it. Pouring that extra cocktail. Alcohol disrupts sleep and increases inflammation. Exactly what you are trying to avoid. Or the infamous add to cart. Whether it's in store or online, more stuff equals more clutter equals more stress. At least for me it does. Quick fixes might feel good temporarily, but in the long run, they leave you feeling worse, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, what can we do? Managing stress doesn't require a complete life overhaul. Small, consistent changes can make a huge difference. Now, here are some totally doable strategies. You have probably heard most of them, but a reminder is always good, especially when your brain is in overdrive. Reggie, what are you doing? Hey, stop it. He's tearing apart my garden. Okay, number 1, though. Breathe. Seriously. Take a deep breath. Right now. Deep breathing calms your nervous system. It lowers cholesterol, and it helps you feel grounded. It's free, it's easy, and it's incredibly effective. Number 2, move your body. Exercise is a proven stress buster that directly reduces inflammation. It doesn't have to be intense, walking, yoga, or even dancing in your living room. Hell, vacuum if you want. Clean to your little heart's content if that is what calms you. If you're like me and you prefer something a little more, aggressive, a good strength training workout or boxing workout can do wonders. There is something pretty calming about punching an inanimate object. Number 3, sleep smarter. Stress and poor sleep feed off each other, so prioritize quality rest. Create a calming evening routine, limiting screen time before bed, like everybody tells you. But if you can't do that, at least wear blue blockers. They are easy to find and they're not very expensive. Be cautious with sleep aids, though, because they can mess with your gut microbiome. Try to focus on natural sleep remedies. What are some of the things that work for me? I do calming teas like chamomile, peppermint, or any of the sleep teas. Tart cherry concentrate. It is a natural source of melatonin. I mix it with sparkling water for a really relaxing mocktail at night. Try to find the concentrate, though. The serving size of a concentrate is only an ounce, so a bottle will go a lot farther. Magnesium supplements. Just watch out for magnesium citrate, unless you want unlimited or unwanted trips to the bathroom. I use glycinate, but whatever works for you. You can put it in the tart cherry mocktail for some added calm. This next one may or may not appeal to you, but I am telling you, look into it. CBD tinctures or gummies. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right. They help relax me without the grogginess or that hangover you get the next morning. But make sure to buy high-quality products from reputable sources that use independent third-party testing. Don't get it from a gas station. I started taking a broad-spectrum tincture after one of my diagnoses. I don't remember which one, honestly. Now I alternate between broad-spectrum and full-spectrum, tincture or gummy, it varies. I pretty much only take it at night. But while it is legal in most places, I know that a lot of people cannot take it because of their jobs, even if there's little to no THC in it. At least that's what I have been told. If you know differently, tell me if that's right or not. The stuff I take, It doesn't have much THC in it, if any, so it's not going to get you high. It just takes the edge off. If you're used to a cocktail at night, in addition to the mocktail that I mentioned a little bit earlier, there are a lot of things on the market now that can help you relax. Recess is one that I like, for example. I think it's Recess Mood or something. Not sponsored, I just like it once in a while. It's made with sparkling water, magnesium, and adaptogens to help you relax. The only problem is they're kind of expensive, so I don't do them very often. Hopefully the price comes down eventually if they grow in popularity, but I seriously doubt it. All right, I don't do all of these every single night. I alternate so my body doesn't get too used to any of them, but they all really help me quiet my brain that usually just starts rehashing all of my life choices the second my head hits the pillow. The fourth thing, eat for balance. This is the dead horse that I am always going to beat, Support your body with whole anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens, berries, fatty fish, and fermented foods, and good sources of quality proteins. And yes, dark chocolate counts because, joy matters. 5, find your calm. I don't care if it's journaling, affirmations, or guided meditations. Find whatever relaxes your brain. You know you better than I do. Personally, I have tried journaling. It doesn't work for me and my ADHD brain. Honestly, I prefer listening over journaling because my mind wanders less when I have a calming voice guiding me. There are tons of options on YouTube, or there are paid apps like Calm. They help me unwind and even put me to sleep if the voice is soothing enough. Number 6, get some sun. Sunlight boosts mood and energy, especially during the shorter, darker days of fall and winter. If natural light isn't an option, consider taking a vitamin D3 supplement for a little while. Number 7, set boundaries and say no. Overcommitting is a one-way ticket to burnout. Practice saying no to things that don't serve you and just protect your peace. Number 8, seek connections. Stress can really isolate us, so lean on supportive people. Find your tribe. Whether it's just coffee with a friend or a simple phone call, a connection is a powerful stress reliever. Even if it's just one person, no big parties required, unless that is your favorite kind of thing. Big groups are usually a big no thank you for me, though. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with small changes. Whatever takes you away from the stressor for just a little while. Little shifts can have a big impact over time. Unfortunately, stress ain't going anywhere, but its impact on your health doesn't have to derail you. By taking intentional steps, you can manage stress, reduce inflammation, and protect your physical and mental well-being. Now, it's your turn. How do you handle stress? Do you have a go-to strategy that works for you? Drop it in the comments. I really do love hearing your thoughts and learning something new. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. Thanks for watching. You guys are awesome. As always, take care of you, and I will see you in the next video.